Hello, P3ers. Welcome back to another video. Now, for you, my students, this video is designed to help you with the Allegory of the Cave homework that you have, which is why I'm wearing my Plato's Cave t-shirt. Plato's Cave Search and Rescue Team. And hopefully by the time you're done with the homework, this t-shirt makes perfect sense to you. Now, this video is, I'm not giving you answers in it, of course. I'm just making it so I could help you interpret the Allegory of the Cave more effectively. Now, for people, obviously, who might be joining us because they just enjoy philosophy, former student, someone who bumps into the video, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you enjoy what we have to say here. And do feel free to answer any of the questions in the comment section down below. Now, back for the purpose of the video. So all of you have received the, I will get his name right, the Alan Bloom translation for the Allegory of the Cave. As you know, he lettered every paragraph. So the part of the Republic that we're reading is 514A to 518E. So that's the part of the assignment that's looking at. An allegory, once again, is a story with a literal story. There's people who are bonded in the reading, as you will see, or maybe you have seen. But almost everything in an allegory has a symbolic meaning, a deeper meaning, or can be connected to real life events and thoughts, even 2,000 years later. So let's get started in terms of trying to wrap our minds around the allegory. I want to read to you from the very first paragraph where we are asked to make an image of our nature, likening it to a condition of the following kind. See human beings as though they were in an underground cave. They are in it from childhood with their legs and net in bogs. Very important line in there. Make an image of our nature. So right there, we should know that Plato's talking about something about what it means to be human in the world we live in. And in essence, he's saying we live in a cave in which we are, once again, in from childhood with our legs and necks in bonds. Such men would hold the truth is nothing other than the shadows of artificial things. All right, so we take that thought and we go, okay, we're in a cave, we're tied up, what's going on? We talked about the Lion King when we were discussing Heraclitus and the idea that Simba needed to feel worthy of returning to Pride Rock and becoming king. The reason he didn't feel worthy is because of Scar's blatant manipulation of him. We take that idea, and now we're going to use the same idea with Plato in the Allegory of the Cave. Scar created a cave for Simba. He didn't actually bind him, as we know, but Scar created the cave for Simba. You killed your father. You have to run away. There's no coming back from this. You're a terrible person. And Simba, being a child, believes it. Because I'm weak, my father died. Because I don't listen, my father died. Because, like a child's mind, because I'm stupid, my father died. Layers and layers of guilt, which he feels because of something Scar is manipulating him with. It's an artificial thing, to use the reading. It's an artificial thing, and yet it is so real for Simba. And Scar has masterfully manipulated him and created a platonic cave to which Simba's journey is to come out of the cave. Now, not all caves are created by such terrible manipulation. Perhaps you have seen Finding Nemo. Nemo also exists in a cave of his father's Marlin, his father's overprotective ways. Marlin, for those who don't know, is so protective of Nemo because Nemo is the only surviving member of his family from a barracuda attack. He's a little clownfish. They are prey for predators in the ocean. The only remaining survivor of the barracuda attack. Wife dead, I don't know, hundreds of eggs devoured. Only one survived, and it's Nemo. And his father just doesn't want anything to happen to him. And his vision is, I will protect you until the day I die, completely not preparing Nemo for the world, but makes me feel safe, makes me feel secure. Everything is a danger. The ocean's a terrible place. You must stay with me at all times. Sometimes you might hear something an article, a show, it talked about generational trauma. This is what we're talking about. The trauma that Marlin felt has created a cave of fear and control around Nemo. So Nemo, by freeing himself from the cave, also helps free Marlin from the generational trauma. And Nemo's children won't have to deal with that at all. The great thing to lead the cave. Look at that. Nemo helping out generations all around. One last comment on the cave. You also have posted on a Google Classroom a clip from The Matrix, the famous red pill, blue pill scene. The directions and a couple of thoughts that I have about that clip to help guide you through it are already on the Google Classroom. I'm not going to talk about it here, but what I just said about Nemo and Simba obviously fit within The Matrix too, which may be one of the best cinematic examples like ever about the cave. But I'll let you handle that one on your own. All right. Now, as I stated earlier, everything in an allegory has a deeper meaning or has a symbolic meaning. And the thing about an allegory is the allegory of the cave, very short literal story, which means the reader has to do a little bit of work in terms of what is this symbol? What does this mean? How can it be applied to my life? I'm going to read you another passage. Remember, the point of the allegory is to free yourself from the cave, like we just mentioned with Nemo and Simba. Now, there is a particular type of character, though, in the allegory. They'll get a plane flying overhead. It's making noise. I need a better sound studio. What is happening? What is happening? What the feck? That's right. We got the Irish mug. I told you, feck is a real word. It's an Irish word. There it is. Feck means it is a uniquely Irish way to express annoyance, frustration, impatience, or surprise. Now, it's not the mother lode. You know what the mother lode F word is. But feck, way to express annoyance or frustration. That's right. I got my Irish pride. I got my Greek pride. Over here behind me, I got Gandalf. I got my Middle Earth pride. We were so excited to be here at P3. All right. Let's go. Now, here's part of the story. Hope you read it by now. And if someone dragged him away from there, the cave, and if someone dragged him away from there by force along the rough, steep, upward way and didn't let him go before he had dragged him out into the light. You go, okay, he got pulled out of the cave. Slow down. I mean, think about what I just read. Someone dragged him away. So it sounds forceful. Remember, he even says by force. And he's dragging him along a rough, steep upward. We're taking you upward, but it's a rough way. And I don't let him go before he had dragged him out into the light. Have you ever had teacher, parent, coach, the band director, theater director, just would it stop dragging you until you reached a point of realizing what was trying to be accomplished? They just did not let you go. They didn't do it under cruelty. I'm not talking about like abusive people now. Let's be clear. I'm not talking about Whiplash. That's not what we're talking about. If you don't know the movie Whiplash, we'll be introduced to that. We are not talking about Whiplash. We're talking about Rafiki, the Lion King, helping drag Simba to a better understanding. We're talking Morpheus from the clip from The Matrix, dragging Neo to a better understanding. Yeah, I know. Neo doesn't actually get dragged in the scene I show you. He takes a pill, but that's the point. It doesn't have to be an actual dragging, right? Metaphor, symbolism. But there are people who drag us to improve, worried about our well-being. Sometimes they're very annoying to us, but they are, in fact, watching out for us. So many characters in pop culture communicated the role of the dragger. Uncle Iroh in Avatar drags Zuko to a better understanding of what ought to be. In more myth and legend type area, Merlin sometimes acts that way for Arthur and drags him into understanding. In a down-to-earth way, Dead Poets Society, Professor Keating drags his students in an attempt to a better understanding and appreciation of what the true purpose of poetry and literature is. So we see these characters all around us. All right. So just once again, trying to help you see the symbolic value and how to make those connections from a rather straightforward, literal, simple story to the world of movie, film, streaming, music, etc., etc., etc. One last thing, and we're going to call this your bonus assignment. So here we go, bonus assignment. I've talked to you already about the history of ideas is part of P3. There's so many ideas, 4,000 years of thought, and ideas can collide with each other without either founder knowing anything about each other, but they are coming together in a particular manner. I want to tell you something about Buddhism right now. Like a lot of ways of thinking, there are various ways of approaching Buddhism. It's not just, everyone's the same style of Buddhist. Now, in Buddhism, there are two distinct schools which then have subsets, but I just want to talk about the two categories. There is Mahayana Buddhism and Theravada Buddhism. Pay attention now. In Theravada Buddhism, there is an ideal called I hope I pronounced it correctly, the Arhat. It's a type of person who's seeking Buddhist enlightenment. In the Mahayana school, there's another ideal, the Bodhisattva, the ideal of someone trying to reach Buddhist enlightenment. In Buddhism, these two ideals both achieve enlightenment, meaning they are freed from the Buddhist cycle of reincarnation. They do not have to be reincarnated. The Arhat, Buddhism is acted as choosing. I've broken the cycle. I'm free. I'm not going back. The Arhat becomes like an example to others. Influential by encountering the memory of those who were influenced by this individual, but they're gone. The Bodhisattva is free from the cycle, but chooses to return anyway to help others be freed from the cycle because they know the way out. Try to get you to listen to them. Actively engaged, almost through others from a distance. Arhat Bodhisattva. You just heard that description. What I just described to you, you should be able to apply a part of the allegory of the cave to. Even though the allegory of the cave has nothing to do with Buddhism, and the Buddhists surely were not worried about the allegory of the cave, especially because the Theravada Mahayanan split in Buddhism occurred, I believe, after the allegory of the cave was written, maybe a step before, but there was not an exchange of ideas there. So see if you can find those principles from Buddhism in the allegory of the cave and send them to me. All right. Well, I hope this video is helpful to you. I hope it helps you with your homework. And to anyone who showed up, thanks for coming by. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope it deepened your understanding of the allegory of the cave. I'll see you next time. Take care, everybody. Be well.